Right now, we've just reached it. I kind of just let it there. All of our solid fuel is gone. Let's send them down. Liquid fuel. We also here, I press generally W, but we don't want it to go too far. Make sure that you have SAS on here. That's pretty important. It'll just try and keep it. Now, this is for getting an elliptical orbit. If you really want an orbit, you're gonna have to go much further and earlier. Start turning in like this direction, right? So yeah, we're just holding it here. What we're trying to do is match it with the thing, and a good way to do it, I have other missions here, is that you want this blue line to circle the entire planet, right? Which means you're gonna want to go, seeing that, I realize I really want to go up. See, we just reached orbit by going that high, but you generally want to go slightly higher than this. You know, we're about to reach 10,000 here, which is a really good speed for achieving orbit. And yeah, I have a good starting plan for career mode that also gets you into orbit, but you have to like know how to pilot it right. Here we have Melson. Hey, Melson. You can see him to enter his thing. I will do it once we run out of liquid fuel here. You do that. C is what makes you go inside. See, there's tons of things here. Right. Z and space again to activate this. If you look at our thing now, it is noticeably bigger, and we are about high enough so you are able to pretty much try and match the curve of Kerbal right here. Let's just let this go a bit quicker. Oh yeah, listen to this music. And as you can see, we're burning through our liquid fuel slowly, and we're about halfway getting this around. And you generally want to keep it fairly high, like not as soon. But right now we're in generally good position, so you don't want to keep it here. It's right here. But pretty quickly, right about now is where I would consider it. We can cut your engines. It's generally good to have extra fuel. But yeah, you've also realized that we've unlocked this. And if you make it go fast, you will just be orbiting Kerbal. You can see this whole thing. We are in an elliptical orbit, which means that part of it's further away than this part. You can see here. This is some earlier things I made. That's a space station, actually. So yeah, tons of things outside of orbit. That's what these green lines are. But as you can see, we can actually make us go quicker. That we will forever stay in a orbit. Here is about where we are closest. About this high is where we are closest. As you can see, it only lets us do ×4. But right there is where we're closest, and we just keep going around and around. So, I don't really care about my Kerbals. Specifically, I don't care about Melson. So, in a later episode, I'll teach you about deorbiting. But right now, we are going to wait. Let's see if I can find... Where are we? This orbit is... just here. I'm trying to figure out where is, like, I think it's right here. No. I'm trying right now to find out where we took off from. Actually, if you really want to see all these green lines, that's Minimus, random objects in space, and all of my things. They're just orbiting the sun. So, that's all for today's episode. But I will also show another episode on deorbiting, while you're here, you're going to want to conduct an experiment by hovering over this mystery glue and right-clicking. Right-clicking. If you observe it, you get science. You would get more science than this, right? So this is what happens when orbiting it. See here, Melson. Also, while you're orbiting, I'm not going to have it go high time, but you are able to do this. If you're playing in career mode, you need to upgrade, which you do by right-clicking your thing a little. I mean, I'm going to be careful while doing this. We are completely free-falling right now. Okay, I'm gonna grab it, but because I don't want to lose this guy. But he's also in an orbit, so let's just get this to board again. As you can see, we have tons of extra fuel. I think what I'm gonna do with this is just bring me around here to our lowest point in the orbit. And then I'm just gonna expand our orbit. Generally, that's how I get to the Mun. Right here. And then you want to use your WASD or WASD or whatever you call it. And you're generally going to want to point away from Kerbin. I'm not really good at controlling a plane or rocket, I should say. Mid-thing. Keep your burns. Keep SAS on. It's like really good for stability if you have a pilot with you. And this is stability, you don't really need a lot of these till later in game. If you're just trying to get to orbit. Well, there you go. You can see a lot of cool things here. This is Kerbal Space fuel tank. This is gonna run out. You can put some stuff in here. This is how you would transfer them if you build a space station. Oh, we just reached, this is another part where you get into a far enough orbit. Cause see how we just passed the Mun's orbit? I'm gonna actually cut it here. But now we're by Minimus orbit, right? So this is our orbit. This is an elliptical orbit. This is the true definition of an elliptical. Oh well. This is all I have to say in today's episode. Keep piloting your Kerbals. I just staged because I find this really good, so bye. That's probably gonna crash down to Earth. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe. And I say Earth, I mean Kerbin. By much it. We're just gonna keep going here. If I were to warp it, you can